Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Uh, Today I'll be the only one doing the stream today, as all of my teammates are busy right now, so they weren't able to join into the stream. So, I'll just open. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, usually it's either me and Premjit who do the stream, or else it's me and Rishi, or the new guy, me and Harshit. But since everyone's busy and they are doing their own office task right now, so they weren't able to come up to the stream. So I'll be continuing with the stream myself today. And since it's been a long gap for all the streams, I decided to at least do the stream myself. So in the previous stream, if you guys remember, we had basically showcased uh, we had did a introduction of Rishi, and also we had showcased different camera angles which was required for the death angle, right? So whenever the player dies, the camera angle was shown from different perspectives of the player. So once that was done, during the office hours we continued working with the respawn camera mechanics. And today, during the stream, I'll just be explaining the HUD layout changes which we have done. So I'll just give a brief introduction first. Let me open it. Yeah. So if you could see here, this was the set HUD layout page which we had done before. So basically, once in the settings page, once we click on the customize controls page, this was the page which opened up. And in this page, we could select any one of these three options, and we could either apply the entire custom controls, or we could click on the customize option to customize the settings. For example, if you click on two finger placement and click on the customize option, this was the page which opened up. This was the basic UI settings for the two finger placement, this was for the three finger placement, and this was for the four finger placement. So and after clicking on customize, whichever page opened up, we could make changes in that mode, such that clicking on a button and increasing or decreasing the size, increasing or decreasing the opacity, and changing the position of the button. So those were all the changes which we could have done. So this was the older version of our HUD layout page, and we have made some changes in our version as of right now, which I'll be showcasing. Yeah. So when you click on the customize controls button, this is the first page which opens up. Here you can see that as soon as it opens up, it is showcasing that one of the options is already selected with a blue highlight. So blue highlight means that that is the currently applied selection in our current game. And also, just to make sure the player knows this is the applied one, there will be a tag which says applied at the corner of the image. So this was our idea. But if the player clicks on the button, then the blue highlight will be changed to yellow to indicate that this is the currently selected one. And also, when we select it, before you could see that the buttons were not showcased. So once you select it, both the buttons are showcased. One is the apply button and another is the customize button. So if you click on apply button, it would get applied, but in this case, since it's already applied, it says applied and we cannot interact with this button again. The only button which we can interact with here is the customize button. So that's the one more change. So here you could see that I selected the second box in this, and here since apply button was not applied in this case, it's golden in color and we can interact with this button in order to apply it. And during this case as well, you can see that applied tag is showcased on this two finger placement just to indicate that this is the applied one. In this case it was not showcased because here at the bottom it was already showcased, so it was not necessary to showcase here. And if we click on the apply button, there would be a toast message which says three finger place layout was activated. So just to indicate to the player that okay, this is the currently selected layout. And also one more change which you could see is that in the previous one, here you could see the applied tag, but that gets vanished, and it should have come here. I think I forgot to mention it there. I'll try to mention it later. And one more case which I want to explain is that oh, 5 people are watching. Thank you. Today, like, only I am explaining or whatever the changes was done in the game. Usually it's me and one other person. It's either Premjit, our lead game designer, or Rishi, another game designer intern, or Harshit. But since all three of them are busy and it's been a long time since we did a live, I wanted to do a live, so I'm just here by myself explaining the topics. So it would be nice if you guys interact and ask any questions if you want. So it will give me some time to like spend time with you guys as well. Okay, thank you. And one more thing, as I was saying, like one more thing I want to explain here is that once if the button is already applied and if you click on that button again, you will see a toast message which says the layout is already applied, just to indicate to the player that there's no reason to click on this button, so no changes will be done. So that was the reason. Then again, this is another case where you click on the third option, and whichever was the previously applied option will have the tag applied. So this is what I explained to the 2D art team, and once they understood it, they gave the basic mockups for it. So I'll just showcase the mockups right now. So settings button mockup is not shown here because that was in a separate screenshot, so I didn't try to put it here, but this was the mockup created. So here you can see that okay, I think this is the older version of it. Let me confirm with this 1 second. 1 second, I'll just confirm whether that is the correct one, because there are multiple mockups here and there and multiple pages, so I have to go through each one and just confirm whether that is the right one. Yeah, I found the correct version of it, so I'll explain it from here. So as soon as we open the custom control page, this is the first thing we see. So basically, whichever was the applied one will have a blue border around it, and also there will be a tag which says applied in the corner. So this is the initial page. Let's say you had already applied a different placement, and you go back, and in that case if you open it, whichever was the applied one will have the blue border along with the applied tag. So that is like a minute change. So for that, separate mockup was not required, as we could just explain it in words to the developers. Then if you click on the already applied box, you can see few options. Few of the options are, one is both of the buttons will become visible, but since this is already applied, there is no reason for the player to apply this again. So the apply button will be grayed out, and only button which the player can interact with is the customize button. Then while this is applied, if the player selects on another option, in this case which is the three finger placement, for this the two buttons will be showcased. One is the apply button and another is the customize button. But again, whichever was the previously applied one will have the blue border, and along with that the applied tag will be showcased here. So in this case you can interact with both apply button and the customize button. Then let's say you clicked on the apply button. In this case, whatever was the default settings in this layout will be activated, and also this button will, instead of saying apply, it will say applied now because you just activated it. And also one of the things is that this button will be grayed out now because we cannot interact with this button again. So that's one of the feature. And also as soon as you apply it, as I mentioned before, you can see the toast message which says the layout name is activated. And also this activated applied tag was in this 2-finger placement before, but since we applied it here, it will vanish from this state and it will come to this box. And also this box will again have the blue border. So that's the change. Then also similar thing is explained again with the 4-finger placement. Like if 4-finger placement is selected, that will have the yellow border, and whichever was the applied one will have the blue border along with the tag which says applied. So this is again similar thing which I explained before. And again the toast message will be shown when we apply this. But the difference is that one thing you can see is, in this case when we apply it, the toast message which is shown is exactly at the center of this box, and also the toast message says the name of the layout which got activated. Here also you could see that the toast message is exactly in the middle of this box, not in the middle of the screen. And also the name is 4-finger, just to indicate that this is the, what do you say, placement which got activated just now. So these are the HUD layout changes which we had made. Yeah, this is currently this is our HUD which we have, which is not exactly accurate as we have in our game right now. So we need to make some changes. In order to make those changes, we also had a testing session. So basically we tested all the aspects from our current build of the game with the concepts which was ready with from the art team. I'll just give one of the examples. For example, like here you can see this is basically a sneak peek. You guys don't have the access to the game yet, but you are getting to see how the weapon selection would look in our game right now. So that's a bonus for you. So let's say this is how the weapon selection screen should look like. So if you had seen the previous streams, I had explained a basic mockup, and in that mockup, if you guys remember, let me just showcase it, that will be easier. It's kind of messy here because this is just for making mockups, that's it. The page, I just neatly arrange it later on once everything is done. Yeah, here the basic mockup which was done in a gray box layout with the basic images and with the basic text. This was just to give the idea to the 2D art team, right? So that they can work on it. So this is what they have done from our concept which we had given to them. So this is how the box would look, the text, the equipped box, and even the comparing box is here. So this is the idea which they gave to the developers once they created it. What we have in our current game looks like this. You could clearly see that this does not exactly match with this. So that's why we usually have testing sessions where we note down every aspect which doesn't look alike. Here are the list of items which doesn't look alike, and this was just the version 1. And in version 2 you could see that like some of the aspects were corrected, but still some of the aspects still remain. So that's another, like we need to keep on testing the game again and again. So currently we are in version 2. There might be a version 3, 4, 5 depending upon how many bugs are there in the game. So once all the bugs are fixed, you can get to see the game in the Battleverse, and you can participate in the tournaments and start playing games as a shooter game. So yeah, that was the changes I needed to explain in the HUD layout page. Honestly, without my teammates here, Doing the live is kind of boring. At least they'll also be interacting with me. So if you guys have anything to talk or ask for a game design intern, I'm just an intern as of now. Hopefully I'll get converted once the internship gets over, which is quite soon actually. So as an intern, if you have any questions to ask me, you can go ahead and ask. And also it doesn't need to be questions regarding game design itself. It can be anything. Like if you want to know any aspects of this particular game or questions regarding battle words, yeah, you can go ahead and ask. Also, just for a person who's streaming alone, 9 people watching is actually a great feat. So thank you guys. Even though there's not much interaction, you guys are still watching, so that's good. Thank you, thank you. I'll just see if there's anything else which I could explain and showcase until then. Mm, 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 mm. If I'm not wrong, loading screen. Yeah, this was the testing which I was doing long back. Not long back, I think it was this Monday itself. These are the bugs which I found in the result screen. This is how it should look like, but this is how it looks currently. Clearly, you can see that there's so much difference between these two. So, yeah. Then again, this is the scoreboard. This is how it should look like, but this is how it looks. Yeah, there's lot of changes which needs to be done, but hopefully we can finish it up pretty soon and then release the game for you guys to enjoy. I'll just maybe, yeah, there's not much for me to explain because most of the stuff was explained. And also, since in our team we have two new game designers. One is Rishi, which you have met in one of our previous live stream. I think it was the last live stream itself. And another guy called as Harshit. And most of the tasks which we need to do in the company is split right now. So some of the tasks I do, some of the tasks they do. So because of that, before that, usually I used to do most of the tasks, and for live streaming, I had most of the content ready to explain. But since they are doing other tasks, they have some of the contents which they could explain, but since they were busy, they couldn't come today. So yeah, this is where I am right now. If you guys have any questions, please do ask. Not just questions, if any feedback, or if you want to just leave a message, that's also fine. And yeah, I don't think we had showcased this before, but these are all the weapons which we have currently in our game. So we have two close combat rifles, one sniper, four launchers, and four assault rifles. In this, you can clearly say this is the sniper, and this is the flamethrower, this is the shotgun, but others are quite slightly tricky to understand which is a rifle and which is a launcher. I don't want to tell much about this because each weapon has like a unique VFX effect when we shoot from it. So it would be better for you to experience it on your own. So I'll just leave it at this. But these are the weapons which we'll be using in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think this one weapon will not be available in the first build, which will be providing the laser gun. But maybe in the future builds, we'll try to implement that as well. Okay, 9 people watching. Wow. Honestly, when me and Rishi did the live stream, we didn't even get one person watching us. Considering this is only me doing it, that's not bad. 9 people, almost double digits. Let me just see if there's anything else. If Premjit was here, he has dual monitor, right? So he can showcase the game much better. But since I have only one laptop, I can't do double screen showcase, so I'm just stuck with this for now. I'm so sorry for that. I think I can showcase this as well. So this is the work done by our new intern Rishi. So here he did what is our current game mechanics, like camera mechanics for the death and respawn. So in-game footage he took and like he just tried to tweak the image a little bit using Photoshop, but it was not that much possible. But so he took some references from PGMI and COD to understand way better on how it should look like. Then he understood about the concepts of scaling, FOV scaling, changing the FOV values. He has even written down the values here. Like he has did some mathematics as well, how much percentage should be increased or decreased, and also some new concepts he has provided, such that like whenever you're sprinting, maybe you can showcase this, like extremely subtle, not too overly bearing on top of the screen. So and also the hit overlay, so whenever the player gets hit, so maybe we could add a overlay like this. These are just ideas which he was giving. For example, I think this is COD mobile, I believe. Yeah, so whenever we get hit, this is the red screen which we get on our screen. So and also he has noted down whatever he has understood from this overlay. And this is for the death. So whenever the player encounters death, what is the camera angle? So that study is done by him here. And then again same thing for the respawn and the emote wheel. Currently we are not introducing in the game in the first build itself, but we are planning on releasing it in the future. So we have done some mock-ups and some 2D art regarding it, but currently in the first build I don't think you guys will be getting to see the emote wheel. So don't keep your hopes up if you wanted to see the emote wheel. And then here I think in the last stream you guys had seen that we had taken some photos regarding different camera angles on how the death camera should look like. So that is coming to use here. So he has explained it step by step basically. So like whenever the player gets hit, this will maybe we can add a techie overlay like this is just in a mock-up phase still, it's not confirmed. We need to talk with the developers and the founders to confirm whether this is the route we are taking. So this is the idea for the hit overlay. And then when the player dies, the camera angle shown will be like this. But if in the same case, if the FOV is increased, this is the camera angle which will be shown. And then there will be a slight pan out of the camera, just a slight animation of the camera going backwards. So that is like approach 1. We have also an approach 2 where instead of showing the camera moving backwards, we are showing the camera in a bird's eye view. So that's the concept. So here you could see the camera shown in a bird's eye view whenever the player dies. Here we are showing a T-pose character because we didn't want to pose the character and then take screenshots and stuff. Since it was just a mock-up, we just tried to make it quick. And 10 people watching, thank you for watching guys. If you guys have any questions you can ask, and please subscribe and like. And then this is like we have two different cases here, as you can see. One is the FOV is decreased and one with the FOV increased. The FOV increased idea looks better because like you can see more area, and during the death itself you can maybe see other players moving or shooting the gun, so that will be a nice extra concept in our game. Then yeah, this will be the end of the death angle. Currently respawn angle I won't explain it yet since Rishi is still working on this. It's not completed yet, so I'll just leave it to him to finish it first, and then once it finished once it's finished, maybe we can explain it in the coming up live streams. And also, since Rishi has worked on it, maybe in the coming up live stream he'll explain this depth part again, because right now I just gave a brief introduction, but he'll explain it in complete, you know, extra detailed manner. Yeah, so this was the work done. Apart from this, yeah, we are doing another game breakdown right now, which I can't exactly say which game, because I don't want to spill the beats and spill the secrets. So once the shooting game is done, we'll be working on that new game for our Battleverse channel. Yeah, this was all the explanation from my side. If you guys have anything to add, you can ask and I'll try my best to answer. If not, we can end the stream at this time. PPP. PPP just means third player perspective. Yeah, this is the research he did from various different games, BGMI, Total Assault Zombie, on how the camera angle looks in various different scenarios. Okay, then, since no one has any questions, I think we can end the stream. If my teammates were here, we could have extended the stream for a much longer time, but since I need to talk alone and there's not much interactions going on, I think we can just end the stream here. Okay, then, thank you guys for watching. Hope this was useful to you guys, and I'll I'll try to bring my teammates in the next live, hopefully, and we'll continue to explain the concepts which we do in the further update. We'll try to give the further updates about the game which we work on. So